trying to make him a part of the LGBTQIA, and you stood up and you was like, just because he said I was pretty does not mean that he's a member of our family, and
And
that I have a
Okay,
responsibility. So
Clarice.
I was like really proud that you did that. I was like, wow, look at him or look
yeah,
at her. What do you prefer, him or her?
her, and hers. I'm a married woman.
Okay, her. Okay, my bad. No problem.
No, it's okay. And you're right. And thank you so much for acknowledging that because we do have a responsibility. A lot of people they like to just make jokes and when it comes to somebody's sexuality, it's not nothing funny. When we think about what's going on in the news with Diddy and these men, and I don't think that men get the attention that women get when it comes to being abused. Because some men, get abused and they just kind of looked over. Not saying that that's his case, but we got to be fair in all realms of the space.
You know what? You're right. And this is the first time that, like, with you bringing that out, this is the first time I've ever seen it from that point of view, though. But you're absolutely right. But also, like, one of the things that like, I question is narcissism, right? Or narcissistic type, of personality. I'm not diagnosing. I'm just saying the characteristics. And I
Mhm.
seem to think that Diddy, and a lot of celebrities and different people, either they are already narcissistic, or it makes them, the attention makes them narcissistic.
Well, think about the song by Beyonce. Oh, I got a big ego. I love his big ego. You know,
Mhm.
ego and
Mhm.
pride and money. You're creating a monster. You know, if
Mhm.
this person have been through childhood trauma, right? And went
Mhm.
out, start banging in the streets and living that life and getting a deal, getting a record label, and really not going to the therapy office and saying, "Hey, it was some things that wasn't right in my childhood. Can I address that and then move forward?" Because the reason why I bring that up is the parenting. He got his kids all wrapped up into it. You
Mhm.
know, they
They
went and
sold
raided his
everything
home.
they had for that to get to that. And
Mhm.
it still didn't work. That's how she wound up with Jay-Z. They from Third Ward. They call it Third Ward, Texas, but they from Third Ward, which is basically like a part of the hood. Like we have Third Ward, Fourth Ward, Fifth Ward, and
Mhm.
Mhm. And
they
I've heard
sold
about Fifth
what
Ward.
yeah, they sold what they had to put them there, and Matthew still didn't get them there. And Salon finally came out and told the truth. Well, everybody in Houston already knew it, that her mother, Beyonce mother, let her go over there and start hanging around Jay-Z and them because they seen like Jaguar and all them girls there had
Like a
made
R.
it.
Kelly
Yeah,
situation. Yeah, R. Kelly.
and at the time, and I believe
So are you speaking
Jaguar.
of Jaguar Wright?
What you say?
Are you speaking of Jaguar Wright?
Yeah, I believe what she's
Yeah,
saying
that's like the
because
girlfriend. That's
Beyonce was really young when they let her go over there. And I can remember when they went through several girls before they could find a good little, group. And
yeah.
they wouldn't let Salon be in it, and she was mad that Daddy pulled Salon out and just kept picking those girls. But when they
Why did they
finally
do
made
that
it,
though?
he felt like this what I think. Matthew felt like she didn't have the look. Because if you look at Beyonce, the
Oh.
No,
original,
baby,
I
she
think
got the
you look at the
look.
originals.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Salon didn't have that look
Miss Louisiana. Wait,
that
wait, wait.
Kelly had.
No, no, no.
Now Michelle, yeah.
Miss
What you say?
Louisiana, I gotta stop you right there, sis. I gotta stop you right
Hmm.
there. Solange has the look. Solange cannot be manipulated. Solange can be controlled. You see how Solange pulled that 1-2 up in that elevator with Jay-Z?
Yep.
Girl,
Solange ain't going for just
Salon is
anything.
off the
See, Solange
chain.
is not going for
Yeah, she's a beast.
you hear me? She not going for anything. She like, this ain't right. No, that don't seem right. And where's all
She
my
ain't
coins?
taking no mess. She love her sister.
She would be the one that be like, I'm what? we doing this? Oh, where's my cut? Or oh, you getting more than? No, it wasn't fair, and it wasn't gonna be divided right. And she wasn't go. She was gonna stand on business, and that's was something that nobody else could. Because if we really think about it, she's really soaring in her career.
Yeah, because she's artsy. Like Solange is like model to me, like model. I see what Louisiana was saying because Solange is darker than, but that really doesn't matter. Like people think that way. Like the industry right now plays on that. But when we really look at real talent and who will really attract people, so like you look, it has nothing to do with looks. Like you got to look at Macy Gray and Michelle Indocello and different people like that are really talented, but because they wanted to provide, the media want to provide a certain look, basically to brainwash us or whatever. Like that's all we get presented. But like when you really look at talent, just like Jill Scott, I mean, she's not like, but she's beautiful and everything. And she's the one of the best artists. Even Jaguar Wright,
Yeah,
Jaguar Wright, when she
Yeah.
was out there before, she went a little cuckoo. She could
she,
sing.
but listen, that's what everybody's saying.
Y'all, it's a comment in the chat if anybody want to pay some attention to it. But
Well,
go
for
ahead.
that
Yeah,
person that the person named Slim's overdose, go
yeah,
do your
I'll read it.
homework. Go do your homework.
Um,
Beyonce did grow up in Third Ward, sir.
Okay,
Whoever
go
it is,
ahead, y'all.
I don't want to hear that. I know. I grew up right outside of Fifth Ward, which was called Cashmere Gardens. Okay, because we had Trenton Ward and
Yeah, she
Cashmere
grew up
Gardens.
in Houston. I
We got
knew she
there.
grew
We
up
got
in
there.
Houston. I don't know which
Uh,
ward.
the elementary school I went to was on Cashmere Garden side. Across the street was Fifth Ward. I know the wards. I know Houston.
but I think he's referring to the home that was recently set on fire. Remember that upper class home in the middle class neighborhood?
Yeah, but she grew up in Third Ward. Just I know she grew up in
So
Third
she was
Ward.
maybe
I know.
born
They
and
had
maybe raised
humble
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had
yeah,
humble beginnings. Like in their humble
yeah.
beginnings, they probably grew up.
They,
They
I
were
mean,
in the
before
hood.
everybody grow up,
Yeah.
my mom, where we lived at, we had Mexico so close to us. We had mostly black and like Mexicans from Mexico. But then my mom decided to buy another house. By then, everybody was kind of leaving the nest at this point, and I was the last one, of course. And the time I made 18, I got two shopping bags and quit working at the bank downtown in Houston and moved to Galveston to go live on the
Oh,
beach.
Galveston is nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
Galveston
I
is real
had
nice.
all the money I
Mhm.
had saved. I took every dime out the bank and went down there and lived my life for a while until
Because
I mean I
Houston
had
has
to
changed a
out to
lot
do.
in a short amount of time. It's changed a lot, like within
Everything
the
blew
last
up.
past
Yeah.
10 years. Because it used to like really be nice, like it was areas that was really nice or whatever. But I think I'm gonna say Katrina maybe, because a lot of cities after Katrina or
All them people
whatever,
came from Houston.
like they like a lot of cities change, like even like places in Mississippi or whatever change. So, and then the thing about it is, like New Orleans, got a little better. You know what I'm saying? A
But
little
you
better.
know what? I just came from up there last year. The Ninth Ward look a mess still. They stole that money because that mayor's in jail. And they stole a lot of that money and it's just
What
a
was his
mess.
name? Mayor.
Forgot what his
What
name
was his
was.
name? It's with
But
an N.
Nate,
I
Nate,
saw.
Nate,
I seen the.
Nate,
I seen the
Negan.
doc.
Negan.
Nate, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
see,
saw the documentary on that about that.
yeah, I well,
But she's right.
my family argued about where to have the family reunions because family reunions supposedly, allegedly, be where your family came from. Where that's where my mom came from. So we started going back, but we would go to Lafayette. But like, since I'm way over here in Florida, I didn't feel like driving. I flew into New Orleans and got a car and drove
We here talking
down.
grown folks talking over
I
here.
I drove through Ninth Ward. I was like, oh my God.
Hold on for a
And
minute.
Yeah,
and
it
you know,
is. It's the worst.
the le- see,
It's
they spent the levy money. That's how he got in trouble. Because they had
and
because
it
Brad Pitt and all of them went down there. They had money to fix that levy. They spent that money. So if they ever get a bad hurricane, it's gonna wipe them out again. It's gonna
oh
wipe them
yeah,
out
oh
Mhm.
again.
yeah, oh
Because
yeah.
I think the levy broke in Mississippi this last time. Yeah. But it's
Really?
too much
Where?
money rolling through New Orleans. Not it's New Orleans is Sin City, just like Las Vegas. It's too much money. When I was there,
It
Bourbon
is.
Street was packed. It's too much money rolling through that
And then
city.
see in
Not
New
to say
Orleans, see, I'm very familiar with New Orleans, right? All right. So in New Orleans, one of the best things about the New Orleans culture is like you have the black people, they have their own industry and money making culture, or had. I'll put it that way. No, I'm gonna say still have. But and like they have like just like Mardi Gras or whatever, but you got second lines, you got the New Orleans Indians, and then a lot of that is black culture, black culture. And there's a lot of like black businesses in New Orleans. Black people support other black people's business, just period. So
like
New
they
Orleans has
support
a
each
lot.
other. They are, because Master
Hmm.
P is a good example. He didn't lead there. He said, "Look, I'm not doing this. This is where I came from. This is what I." But you see, he ain't in all that mess. I always have said before I heard what Jaguar had to say. I always have said it, and I sing it that I still don't say Diddy was the mastermind. I say that Jay-Z was the mastermind. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna
and
give it
then
to.
and then everything came from like, okay, I'm working on this little piece of thing now, a piece of information, a video now that's gonna like sort of talk about like some of the in-depth stuff when it comes down to like the hip hop industry, when it talks about Cash Money and Lil Wayne and all of them. But pretty
Birdman and
much
them and all that mess. Yeah,
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 pretty much the hip hop industry arose from the streets, just like you say Fifth Ward in Houston, right? That's the J Prince them, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And
right.
and they never left. Actually, when you really look at it now, looking at the P Diddy situation, like
Mm-hmm.
even him himself, he came from the streets, right? And the
Yeah,
thing is, they didn't leave that street mentality. The only
they
person
left
that
the
I've
street, but
seen,
they didn't leave the mentality. You're right.
right, the only person that I've seen that has done that is 50 Cent. Because 50 Cent, remember he bought vitamin water, like, and
Yeah,
he done invested. He lives in he was living in Houston, but I heard
yeah.
that he
He's
bought he's
Oh,
oh,
not
he just bought a G unit in Shreveport.
in
yeah. He went to.
Shreveport, right?
And why
Mhm.
would you go to God forsaken little town, Jesus? But I think he's looking for somewhere to bring all. He wanna. I believe he want to
He got a
bring
whole
some of his
production.
shows
He really
back,
want to help
but he want to bring
people.
some of his shows back to another area.
Yeah.
Because my brother say he had been in Houston a little bit over a year, and
Yeah, it's
Shreveport is
perfect though.
2.5
Oh,
It's
hours.
hold on,
perfect.
y'all. We got some comments. I'm gonna read the comments as they come up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So our new
Yeah,
comment is going to be, and shout out to the mods that are working very, very hard in here. We have Tammy Marie says tip our host $ D Milton 04 with the hearts, and then I'll reread the Simon's overdose comments. Beyonce didn't grow up in the third ward. Beyonce grew up in an upper middle class home. Matthew was working IBM, and Tina owned a hair salon.
oh
So
Lord
you familiar
Jesus.
with the hair salon and all that? Okay, so while Wayne says, "Wow, welcome Sins Overdose says, "Thank you." Some new info came out. They say Andre Harrell is who groomed Diddy, and that's about the Sims overdose.
Get out.
Wow, Sims, and then who else? Okay, those are all the comments. What do y'all got to say
Well,
about?
I don't know, because they now you know what? I done heard all this mess about this Illuminati, and I kind of was on the bench about it, like you sitting on
Mhm.
the seesaw, you don't know if you're gonna go fall on one end or the other. But when this man wrote this stuff about the Illuminati and Clyde Davis and Whitney Houston, but it came up
Mhm.
that Ray J was the one who took the drugs, but you see to her, but you see Ray J didn't go to
So
jail.
right in that moment, why in the hell would they still party and she dead?
Yeah, yeah, that part right there. And then the thing that
It's
got me
my
was
French
she raised
language.
that boy, and then the boy was going with the girl. And I said, you know what? Something happened to this woman's child. because
Mm.
this is a little too wild. Bobby was in and out of jail. I used to call it the Bobby Brown jail when I lived in Georgia. I say I'm passing the
Uh-huh.
Bobby Brown jail, y'all. Where Whitney used to go over there and go out there and sing, and then go see him because she used to go over there all the time to that jail right there for 285. But
Oh,
I
you're talking about
just
the Cobb
feel like
County Jail.
right.
The Cobb
I
County.
just think it's wrong that that child had to leave here like that. And then
Hmm.
now I
Of
see
course it is.
Jay-Z and didn't them put them kids up to that coat mess. And Jay-Z is grooming Blue Ivy to be just like him. But the one thing Beyonce sit there and said she should have never let on stage. Well, they let you on stage. That's why you thought it was okay. But Blue Ivy is not you. And Jay-Z is her father. So, and he got at the games like she's some little boy. She's not really dressed like a little girl. And you just trying to let her grow up too fast. Now you regret it. But then you let him sacrifice one of your twins for that mess. You crazy, girl. You crazy.
I
No,
I
I'm
would like
young.
to hear what you have to say, Queen Tulsa.
Um, oh, child. It's a lot. I feel like Diddy was groomed. This he has a handler, which everybody that is in that industry and that's like really big like that, they have handlers. Look at Britney Spears, look at Wendy Williams, and
Yeah.
she spoke out about it. And Wendy Williams let us know this a long while ago. If y'all listen to her radio station back in the day, Hot 97, she was back, she was in New York and she got ran out by Diddy. So a lot of people keep saying, well, why didn't people say nothing? Why didn't they stand up? He ran Wendy Williams out of New
Because
York.
people coming up missing shit. That's why.
It
Of
says
serious.
Mm-hmm.
it
People
says
coming
that
up
he
missing.
has
Well,
They look at one of the Miami kids now. Somebody they
Miss Belby,
call
you on
from
mute.
Miami. He missing or she is whatever.
You on mute, Miss
Oh,
Yeah.
Belby.
I'm sorry. I'm just on mute. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't know that
Yeah,
he ran
they. I
complete
mean,
out of New York. Oh my
this is
God.
big.
Oh
This
yeah.
is bigger than this is bigger than they tried to
Oh
make OJ
no.
Simpson
Mhm.
stuff big. This is the biggest thing that hit the black
But
community in a
I'm gonna hit it to
long
you right
time.
here. I'm gonna hit it to you right here. Wendy Williams was about to tell it all, and what happened to her,
Look at her. Look at
right?
Jamie Foxx.
But
oh yeah.
this,
Jamie Foxx
I
took
want
that
to,
video and let that
But
baby
why?
out.
but wait, in
Why do
that
y'all think that Jaguar? Why do y'all think that they haven't touched Jaguar right yet, though?
Because they
Oh, wait a minute,
can't.
hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, hold on. I got something. The reason why I heard the reason why they don't show Beyonce don't show the son because that she had a hard time during the pregnancy and the son have a
Girl,
disability.
somebody carried them babies for her.
Okay,
She
all
let the
right, that's
baby
what.
bump all on live TV on one of them shows.
Oh, child, I don't know. That
Yeah,
allegedly.
the baby
Yeah,
boy
But
I
I'm a.
carried
believe
her.
some. Oh no, yeah, I know
The
about
parent,
Lil
yeah.
Mama. Though. I don't know why that. And then, okay, yeah, say Britney
okay,
Spears parent. Britney
you want me to
Spears
read the
parent.
comments,
That
Miss
white
Belby?
girl sold her to the industry too.
Yep.
Yeah, Britney
But
Spears.
I'm.
I'm gonna. It's this lady named Lou Taylor. I want y'all to look up Lou Taylor, Loutaylor. She's connected with Chris Jenner. But what Lou
Oh,
Taylor does is uh she's like a she works for like get conservatorship over people's estates and things like that.
Mhm.
That's business for her. So
Mhm.
it goes, I mean, y'all have to look at this. And actually, who was it being approached? I believe it was Lindsay Lohan's parents were being approached by Lou Taylor. She tried to become friends with Lindsay Lohan's mother and convinced her that Lindsay needed to be in a conservatorship. She needed help paying her bills and things like this.
okay.
Lindsay went to London, got herself uh, uh, detoxed and got out of it, and then she moved to Dubai. So she did all that on her own. So just imagine if these services and resources were given to others, how they could benefit from it. I'm gonna yield the floor.
Yeah,
Oh
but you
yeah, and let me just say this. I'm gonna blow y'all mind for a minute. Okay,
Mhm.
we think that like the black people think that uh well let me put it this way. P Diddy and Jay Z Well, they're not at the top. At the top, I would go back to African Bambaataa, maybe, or whatever.
Okay.
But black people started their own elitist Illuminati. Uh, and pretty much this is what this is pretty much like what we're like dealing with.
Yeah.
And then they mixed
The
with, because
boule. The black is the
huh?
boule. The black is the
Yeah, the
boule.
boule. Exactly. I use, so you know about what's his name? Steve Copley. Is that his name?
I just I'm a journalist.
All
I'm a
right.
reporter, child. I'm a reporter. I be wherever I do my research. So yeah, it's the boule. But
Yeah.
no, that had come from actually. Speaking of Diddy, there was. Are you speaking of Jonathan Oddie that spoke out in team on Diddy and told him
What?
that he was? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So this guy, he was a male S worker for Diddy and Cassie, and he was being paid. He was pretty much a SLAVE, right? Sex slave.
Mhm.
Uh Diddy and Cassie. And he's the gentleman that went and piled into the Trump hotel and he got arrested. But I want y'all to pay attention here. Anybody that's associated with Diddy in that type of situation, the ones that wanted to write books, that was going to do tell-alls and all that, what happened to them?
Yeah, because anytime you could get away with Tupac and Biggie for this long, and he wasn't even that rich back then.
But at the end of the day, Jay-Z wanted a Leon. Look at her. He got mad at
Mm.
R. Kelly. But R. Kelly and I already told it. He said, I'm coming for you, Jay-Z. Because he know.
Well,
But
they're
I
gonna
think
come for
R.
each
Kelly
other.
singing like the church choir in the prison. R. Kelly gonna get out
The
and they
Best
going
of
to
Both
jail. Watch what
Worlds
I tell
tour. Since we're in this moment, let's think about the Best of Both World tour when R. Kelly and Jay-Z was touring.
you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So y'all think that whatever was going on was just, oh, that just happened after right Jay-Z. Jay-Z skedaddled like Diddy can't right now.
It's cults. It's like a cult mentality, and it's the same thing. To be honest with you, that's happening on YouTube right now, especially in our sector. It's the
Yes.
same thing. It's the same exact thing. It is
But
like
it's
gatekeepers.
sad that you can't all just get along. I mean, you know what? We can beef with each other,
Sophie, you still on,
and
you on mute, boo.
we can beef to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, you still like that. Just like how look at Cassius Clay and all them when they used to fight. When they got done fight, they'll speak to each other and stuff. But we don't know how to
Hmm.
stop and tell people, hey, you know what? We beef, but we good. You know,
Right.
That's
they
I'm
why
a
need to
we don't
learn
have
that part.
any
You
good
got to show
music anymore.
you
Hi,
know,
Jody, baby. Hey, everybody. Welcome in the room.
I'm gonna read a few comments and then Miss Dovey, I'm gonna let you have the show.
Go
Wild
ahead.
Wayne says Diddy is guilty, guilty, guilty. The Sims overdose says that came from Suge Knight. The Sims overdose says Misa was trying her hardest to get her son Quincy away from Diddy. She didn't want him in that world. The Sims also says Britney Spears' own parents sold her to the industry. I am super rich says,
Hmm.
have y'all noticed that the Carters never show their son? The Sims overdose says, just like Aaliyah parents, the Sims overdose says, that's what they saying about Meghan Markle. She didn't give birth to them kids. Nobody till this day has really seen her with them kids. Jay-Z needs to take care of them secret kids he got in other countries. Miss Judy Cole says, good evening, Queen Tulsa, Dovey, panel members in chat. Wani, Miss Louisiana Red. What are y'all thinking about those comments after Miss Dovey sounds off?
Go ahead, Miss Dovey.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't want to
wow.
take over.
Wow. I'm sort of kind of, hey, everybody. Thank you for joining in. I'm sort of kind of, JC, did y'all hear that? He got kids maybe in another country.
yeah, you know, they tried to pay that boy not to do something, and the grandmother say, no, we're not taking that money.
Mm-mm.
When that kid took him to court, they say the grandmother said no because his grandmother raised him. He's got
Ooh,
kids in another country. They say did he do too?
Oh my
You see,
God,
you see
my
Russell,
God,
you see
y'all,
Russell Simmons, you
I'm
see Russell
scared.
Simmons who disappeared, don't you? You see
Yeah,
he
but
gone?
you know what I'm
But if
worried
I,
about with the music industry that run everything. Everybody's all hooked up in it. So I'm sort of kind of afraid
mm-hmm.
that what if this is gonna be an all-out war break out
But
and
the
all
HNIC, y'all ain't thought about the HNIC. It's Quincy Jones.
Huh.
Yeah, that's true. And then he got old and started snitching on himself. Got up
Yeah,
there and just
and
started telling on himself.
Tevin Campbell told it on him. He was the first person to come out, and all of a sudden, Tevin Campbell looked like he about to die. I said,
Well,
"What
no,
did they
actually,
do?"
Jaguar Wright was the first one to speak up for him,
Mm-hmm.
and let us really know what was going on. I mean, he had so
That's
much
why.
at the height of his career. I mean, the voice and everything was there.
And
That's why.
Quincy
Tell me why they haven't touched Jaguar right yet.
has
yeah, and
some of
Because
Jay
the
Ward
best
tell everything. And you see, she's still around here.
music.
She
Oh my
don't care.
Right. That's weird. That's
And
weird
this
And
to
guy
me.
Jerry
doing all
Brown
this
will run
crazy
off at
crap.
the
Oh my
bow,
God.
tell you
Like
the
this.
time in the day and minute. And she
Well,
ain't
that
Right.
man
And
was
that's
Jerry
doing
Brown
weird.
will
TV.
run off in the
and
mouth for that, but 2 or 3 years. She ain't stopped talking yet. And she's still out here.
yeah,
And
and
Queen
listen here,
Tulsa, do
a
you
lot
think that Nature Boy had a handler?
do I feel
I
like he
think
had
so.
a gambler? No, because he moved too tacky
He
to have
had
a
some
gambler.
guidance from somewhere. He didn't know how
Yeah,
to do all that by himself.
he had two.
I heard
He
he
had
had
Somebody,
funding. What's that guy's name? That preacher's name that was funding him?
Dr. Umar.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh, but I'm sure he's in it too. But I'm talking
Well, no,
about
that was, but,
it was a
that was like a
think
preacher.
Jamal
that
Brown.
I didn't know about that, sis. But it's like
Hmm.
that code. If you you be surprised at who supports and who sends in. I'm just gonna say
Right,
that.
right. Just like I don't know if you know about Dr. York. You know about Dr. York?
Uh-uh. He on YouTube?
Well, no, he's in jail. He's in jail for life now.
Tell me
But basically, he molested. Like well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
that's
say
it.
that, but
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can use
he
that word.
yeah, well, I'm gonna still be careful for the sake of your channel. That's just I
Okay,
believe in it.
okay,
But he
okay.
violated. He violated like 200 children. He even gave some of them herpes. It was a
Yes,
cult,
yes, yes, yes. They got the documentary on him. Yes.
and
Uh-uh.
guess who came from him? African Bambaataa. Hassan Campbell, Jay Z, and because he had a location. His cult was located in New York. I think it was Brooklyn. Okay, then they moved to Eatonton, Georgia, and so after he got locked up, they're harassing the judges and stuff even to this day, like the cult members. And then Polite also came from him, and I think Nature Boy. I sort of want to give because Nature Boy does everything exactly like Dr. York. The only difference is Dr. York operated like in buildings and different things of that nature. Nature Boy is trying to act like it's about nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And them women up there
Wow.
looking like a fool and
I'm gonna
stuff.
have to do my
Yeah.
research on him, sis.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
got some comments. Let me read these comments before we carry on. The Sims Overdose says because everybody called her crazy, so there was no need to touch her. Miss Piggy says because she's dealing with mental health challenges. The Sims says one of Nature Boy's husbands gave him his $250,000 inheritance.
Oh, he talking about Key.
Let him.
They're talking about Key. I
Oh,
guess. Well, I don't know. Key gave him what 30,000. Key gave him a lot of money.
wait a minute. Where's Key at? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Key,
Y'all let
he
this
used
one.
to be Carbonation.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. He's locked up. What'd you say, Miss Joby? I mean,
No,
Dovey?
I was basically saying it's ain't Nature Boy trial is running for a long time. When he
Oh, he
about
got life
guilty,
in prison, babe. He's got
he
life
got
in
like for
prison.
Yeah,
10 years.
he
So
ain't
why
he ain't
is he
coming out no
running
more.
trial?
He got
These
life.
are
Oh,
what
that
I'm
made
saying
the
on
new.
YouTube.
You know,
He
he
said,
clowned. He clowned
Oh
up
yeah.
there.
in court.
That's
He
why
was.
he had it made. They said they offered him several things. And then he kept clowning and clowning. That's how he wind up with that. But if you get a good enough lawyer, you can get out anything you want. Look at Diddy. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't think
Money
that
talks
they're
and
gonna
BS
let
walk.
him. I don't think they're gonna let him off because like they're going for the big dogs now. This is a domino effect, and if you ask me, it's just like Hollywood no longer needs these people because
Thank
when we look
you.
at the music industry, it's like the music these days is not like the music that we used to have. It's like routine, the same thing. It's not creative. There's not too much farther you can go with the music. Just like they just got finished with the drill industry. Like how many times we gonna lose somebody? People had to start saying we tired of losing people due to the music industry. And so the industry was like, we're gonna have to start doing something about that. Cause notice like the neo, they done faded out the neo soul and the R&B
Genre.
singers and stuff like
Um,
that. You know,
Right.
so and even with the Hollywood and the movie industry, it's the same thing. So it's like the changing of the guards. They need new talent, and so like
If you
they're
don't
gonna
be
have to get rid of.
careful, if you don't be careful, it's gonna be a major racist take over. They better be careful.
Well, now
But
like what we have to do, what we have
and
to do as
support our
black
own.
people. Yes,
Mhm.
we have to do our own. Like we
We
were
gotta
talking
quit
about
talking about
Louisiana,
it and be about it. And you know what? Just because you don't like somebody, you still support them. I don't care. Now I don't like
just
rap,
like in
but I buy
Louisiana.
rap for my because them little bitty ones, they was sitting up there showing me they know how to dance. I say, well, I'm gonna buy you some music, but I told y'all can't have none with no cuss music on it, because they like dancing on it. But if some of the music is decent, they not, and kids, have their own taste in music, but we need to start teaching our kids. We need to brighten their horizons. We need to
Hmm.
take our
To become
kids
business
and
owners and corporation owners and
teach them like we did back in the day. We had to go to church on Sunday. You could not go, and I had to wear a
it was
slip.
not a
I couldn't
choice.
wait
It
to
ain't
get
a
to church to
choice.
take that slip
You're
off
going.
because I hate slips. But you gotta go back to the word, back to the old school days. You gotta go back. I seen churches now that start doing testimonies because they quit doing that. I
Hmm.
mean,
but I'm
it's
gonna
just
be honest with
so
you.
much
I don't
corruption in
know.
the
I might
church.
need to be
Lord,
quiet.
the
No,
I
we
church.
might
want.
need
I
to
have
be
a question
quiet.
to ask this here. Well, all this still in the industry. Now, y'all know Drake, he sang, but when Drake was in this here, like with this here, with this here, those kids, actress, and they got the documentary out, like off on the set or something like
Oh,
that.
you on the
But
set?
Drake was messed around with. Did anybody see anything about Drake?
Yeah, they
That he
got
was
Dre in there
saying
with
that he
Diddy.
was, huh?
That
Yeah,
light
he
skin
is.
come at Dre. He in there with Diddy.
Drake in there
No,
with
no, no,
Diddy
no, no,
and
no, 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 no. Drake, when Drake was a kid star, well,
Oh
he
no,
got
that
messed
was a
around.
white. No, that was a white boy. That wasn't the Drake that we know in the music
Oh,
industry.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I got. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I had it wrong.
Maria. All right, let me read some of
but
these comments and then we can carry on. The Sims overdose says, I think because the public knows too much now, the smoke and mirrors no longer works on us. Wu Chow
facts.
says, and y'all notice how a lot of these young men are unaliving these young women nowadays, unaliving
Mhm.
them just because they don't give them their number, etc. Maria says, hey fam, isn't that disgusting? Let's talk about that. Miss Dovey, come up off of mute because you've been over there. We haven't heard from you.
Yeah,
What are
you
your
the host, so we gotta give you your due.
yeah?
Yeah, yay, Miss
Yes,
Dovey.
yes,
We
yes.
holding you
Thank
up.
Queen Tussle. We got to share alike. Queen Tussle, I got you. We got to put you in this live song so everybody know that you was out there. Queen Tussle finna go live. Let's run over to our house.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Queen Tussle. Thank you.
you're
You getting
welcome.
ready to go live, Queen Testa?
No, I'm talking about Miss Dovey. We want to know what
Yeah,
you
we
think.
wanted her opinion on some of the stuff.
I'm like, well, some stuff what's going on now?
Yeah,
Yeah, what
well,
we talking about with the Diddy and all of that. Yeah.
I am afraid that when everything comes down, like even down with the Clyde Davis, when everything come down, because it got to be somebody in this industry that brought Diddy on into it, like how he said was Andre. I think so. Somehow, I think it's gonna be, you know, like a like a silent day, like a, I don't know to say, hey TC, like a blackout, like everything comes down. You remember back in the days, about maybe 20, 25 years ago, you remember when they took down John Gotti and all
Mhm.
they was in, all
The
them was,
Italian mafia.
yeah, time out. So that's what I think we're going to me, it's gonna be like a quiet day, something like, especially when that we hear who all that was involved in it.
Mhm.
And I'm sort of kind of afraid of that day. I'm sort of
Nah,
kind of
it's nothing. It's nothing for us to be afraid of. Only the people that were involved. Now you got to understand that with the United States government and the CIA and the FBI, they are always afraid of groups and mafias and different things of that nature, right?
right.
Anytime something gets to get too big, they have to disperse it because of the simple fact that they won't be able to maintain control inside the United States. So
But wait a
that's
minute, wait
pretty
a minute,
much
wait a
what
minute, wait a minute, QI, I understand that, but look at this here. The doctors them are
Not the
involved in there.
children.
The judges are involved in there.
the
Look how the
churches,
doctors.
everything. Yeah, everything. So it's a movement. You're right. Even the churches, because earlier that's what I was gonna say when she was like, we got to get back to prayer. I'm like, even like TD Jakes, look at that situation. You think that ain't real? That man was really sitting there with his shirt off, you know. But and a lot of them are involved. So a lot of them are involved. It's a whole big organization. So the United States knows they have to break down this, especially after that White House situation that happened. They know, and Trump is just as well involved because just like 50 Cent just played that little what you call, where Trump was using the N word, and we know Trump was very involved in hip hop. So like they know what's going on, and they got to disperse it, and they have to disperse it a little at a time. But they're gonna definitely disperse this because they won't be able to control their government. They won't be able to control the government. So
Oh my God.
so yeah, so they're gonna disperse it, and it doesn't have really. Uh, at the end of the day, it's gonna provide. At the end of the day, other people have to be ready to step because we're getting rid of the entertainers, right? So
Right.
we're getting rid of the comedians because even Cat Williams came out and he started talking about the comedians, right? So
Mhm.
like it's making room for new talent. This is making room for fresh, new talent. Just like it should have always been that way. You shouldn't have to go through loops, to do certain things. And that's why we really don't have the most talented people on the board because they're only putting people on the board, just like in the B sector, right? It gets boring because they silence all of the talent, and they're only putting the people who obey them or put the people who who kiss their butts on the
Yeah,
board. You know
that's
what
how
I'm
it
saying?
is. Yeah, that's how it is. So yeah. Hey TC, TC, everybody, welcome. TC is up here with us.
Hey,
And you know,
hey,
Salute,
Queen
sis.
Ted, and you know, Queen
That's my
Tussle and
fam.
QI.
what's up, fam? What's up, fam? I see
What's
you,
up? What's up?
Jay, Jolie, Tulsa,
We are
Louisiana.
having a good time. We are
Hey,
having a great time. Hot
Yes,
topic. We are having a
QI.
great time tonight.
This
This
is
yeah.
good.
old time, TC. This like old time,
Exactly.
huh? This
Yes,
how I
this is
started
great.
in the B sector. Me and
Mhm.
Oh my
TC,
goodness.
we used to be on the Wiley shows. We used to call in on the
Oh my
Wiley show.
goodness. I
Remember
love
that?
Wiley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember when
Absolutely.
me, you, and it was Jason? We used to call into the Wiley show.
Yes, thank you. Tell him, QI. Yes. This
This
is
Period.
is so great. I love this here. And this is what we was
that's
trying
right.
to bring back. Pluto and Queen Tussle, when Queen Tussle started. Y'all know Queen Tussle was one of the day one that helped got the love connection off the feet.
Oh,
Queen
Miss
Tussle was
Delby.
Yes.
right here.
Miss Delby, play
Well, I
your
know
play
Queen
your
Tulsa got history. He got his. I'm
The
sorry.
kids, right?
She has history.
That's right,
Forgive
she
me,
does.
sister. Forgive me, sister. It might take me a while, to change out the
Yeah.
terminology. So,
I love you
but
so much.
she has history on the streets because I know you from Nature Boy. You've been around, and you do. I've seen you around. You used to be over there with Claudiva, huh?
Uh,
Oh, Clyde Diva went off the other day. I love it.
maybe in the comments. But I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I've been on her panel.
You were somewhere because you used to be in your garage. You used to be in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
garage,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
okay.
you were.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
want to
That
say
was
this
another
the
section.
intro real quick. Let me say this intro that what Queen Tussa gave to me as for Women's Day, and this is
Okay.
a big thing that caused the
The
controversy
Butterfly
and
Lounge.
with the love connection. Watch this here. From a woman to another woman for Women's Day, the month of March. This is what happened. This was started all this stuff here that people cannot get over when it's from a woman to another woman. Watch this here.
Okay.
Thank you,
That's
I
everybody.
beautiful.
love it.
Thank
I
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yes,
I
thank
Yes.
love
you.
it.
Woo!
Queen Tussle made for me as a gift for Women's Month for the month of March. And that's what started the whole big controversy of the love connection because they think so a man name should have been on it. No, it was from a woman to
What?
a woman's day and things been and they just demolished my name and told everybody pack up your clothes, let's go over here. But
Mm.
but anyway, hello everybody. Hi, welcome all everybody doing.
Hello.
That must be me
Oh,
today.
Miss PC, you got some backfeed, hun.
Yes,
And
that
I'm gonna
was
go on
so
mute
that
and
was
let
Um,
that
TC
was
get some time in.
beautiful.
I was going to say this. So my Royal Butterfly Lounge family, our graphics department, and our family, we put that together for Women's Month. We just chose a beautiful woman that I go to different people's panel, but we chose Miss Dovey. She's been nothing but great, and nobody's perfect, and I love her vibe. I had just how I got introduced to her, I was just strolling YouTube and
Love.
heard it at night where she, playing her music and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I can dig. So that day I had been following her. So here we are today.
Wow.
Happy women.
Let me. I just want to say that music was see, that's music. That's talent. That's a gift from God.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just say, Miss Dover, you got one right here, Miss Tulsa. That was amazing. That brings me back to the R&B days, that rhythm and blues, that love sound, man, I was getting ready to just chill, just listening to that, and it got you in the mood of love, and it just put you in a serene mood. You didn't feel like hitting and beating up on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You felt like loving and caressing something. I was like, wait a minute, I need me some love right there. Yes. So that's wonderful. Right? Don't you think, QI, Miss Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yes,
makes it
yes.
seem like it makes it feel like it's going to be a welcoming platform. Just like if Dovey, when you play that at the beginning and you play that at the end of your streams, you're pretty much going to be setting a pace for your live, and it makes it
Right,
like for people
right,
who hear
right.
that, they're going to feel that welcoming feeling, like it's okay to come in, it's okay to hit the panel, it's okay to share my opinion. It's so and that's what you want.
And people are not making a difference in nothing about
I
you.
appreciate it, and I thank Queen Tussa all the way.
That
But
is
it was a
beautiful.
lot
That
of
is so
things that
nice.
came, a lot of
You're
changes came
talented.
in, a lot of changes came in because of that. But I still stick to my gun, so that's why I say that some people can't understand it. So I have to get a panel for grown folks. So that's why I went out and I reached out to Louisiana Radio. Hey, how about come on, B? How about come and just co-hosting with me one day or 2 days a week for the older people? Bring someplace where the older people can come, where it's not all that cussing and all that type of stuff. For the people, the grown folks can come somewhere that you ain't got to be up under these children with all the disrespect and all this type of stuff. So I turn
Mhm.
everything
And the
around with
click,
that
the
Mhm.
click,
music.
the
I
click.
want it for the grown folks.
Mhm.
Y'all can they can come over here and then they can go over there with the children. But we just gonna keep it clean and good. Play our type of music. Type talk about grown folks stuff. Drink our liquor and just have a good time. So I changed the whole platform around. But I wanted to draw the crowd like from Facebook and everybody that's coming through. And from the day they are older people because they see older people are up here that this ain't for the kids and
Because
everybody
we
are
get down on
respectable. We gonna
Friday
do that.
night. We
So
get down.
so
Friday night,
that's basically what
King
I want to
George.
say. I didn't want to be bothered with no more QI and TC, Queen Tulsa and Lucian. I didn't want to be bothered with no more children, no more immature. I don't want to be bothered
Mhm.
with. I don't want to be fighting
Mhm.
every time I pay for my internet. This, that, and other. I will be good right here.
Right.
There's always somebody. Right now, this time, you guys, we have 11 channels on right now. No, 13, because Queen Tulsa don't come on. 13 that we are running live, scamming all through the country. That those that subscribe that can hear me. This is what we doing here. So why we can't eat together? And Queen Tulsa just
That's
Mhm.
came
right.
Exactly.
That's
in
right.
all
It's
this
a
here.
network. It's a business.
Yep,
But
yep,
anyway, okay,
yep.
I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry about getting carried away. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
No,
and
we
Miss
It's
love.
it's a
Dovey,
nice
you
thing. It's
Yeah,
a
we
good
love.
thing.
We love to
and
hear
Miss
that
Yeah,
you.
just
Dovey,
stay real.
Go ahead.
you're talented. Miss Dover, you're very talented. You're very creative. Just like I was sitting, I always be in your bushes. But like I was sitting in your bushes earlier before I even came into the chat. And the only thing, sometimes you gotta watch out when it's messy because people be trying to get you involved and stuff or whatever.
Right.
But I was sitting there, you had me rolling, you had me laughing. You are very funny. You always have since like when you first came on the streets with the chicken, like
Yeah,
Jay
yeah,
Wilson running off with,
yeah. And that was
with the
all been
chicken.
in Joseph. So it's okay. I love it. I mean, but but I think, like I said, I'm trying to drive a crowd over here for the grown people. I cannot take these children. I'm not the same no more. I don't went through a lot. And then what really made me shut up in my shell a lot to come to me that this is what I need with the grown up. But when you have a child to tell you about breast cancer and you should have died and run titty bitch and all that stuff
Oh
bothers me.
yeah,
We just
Yeah,
had
that's
so much
yeah.
where
left.
that's when the
And then
Louisiana Texas come out. That's when I
yeah,
get to be that big.
and then also too, Louisiana, she's going through her situation in with the breast cancer stuff. So we can't take that type of stuff. So we need to get away from these children.
You know
So,
what?
so we don't
This
take this
time I'm
stuff
not
here.
gonna play with anybody kids.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna
Right.
don't do that.
because my mom had three girls. All three of us has had breast cancer, and we're still alive. You never go there because you don't know what a person's
Yeah.
walk of
So
life
I
is.
don't play with
Breast
that.
cancer is the worst thing you could still go through, and even though Dobie is still dealing with it, she still deserves her respect and her props. And that's why I decided to do what I wanted to do. When we decided to do the Western thing, she was shocked. She She didn't know I was doing what I was gonna do. But it's
Uh-huh.
gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah,
And I
so I
told
can
her, I
I
said, you
cannot
need me, just call
cause
me.
that is something like so personal with breast cancer because kids don't been born with it and they have not put that on them. And when a person tell you that you should die, cancer should have killed you and all that type of stuff, man, it's like what the hell, girl? You mean tell me like little babies that
But you don't
born
know what day God gonna lay
in
that
a
hand up.
stroll or something, they should have died. So I can't play with that. And when you got older people that knows better, just want to sit back up, you telling me bond with these young people. No, you're a grown behind woman. You need to put those kids in like y'all, hey, we can play, but stuff like that you don't play with, you know.
That's
So
But
true.
then,
I
but
just
then,
know
Mhm.
I'm gonna get over here in the
but
yard and be all right with me.
at the end
So
of the day, when you got someone come on here and defend that, she didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what was
Right.
going on, why I went
mhm,
left, why I went right. I got a daughter that dealt with drugs, and you over here messing with
mhm,
MU, and
You
they
don't do
calling
that
Dobie
now.
one thing.
Come on.
You, some people don't have that um um unapologetic no, that knows that Louisiana stuff. That's when I get real crazy when you put them two together. And my dad and them got the Indian shit, excuse me, shit about saying shit,
Mhm.
down there up there with the Indian reservation in Texas. When you put all
Mhm.
this blood together, it's 57. I get real stupid. I don't need to be a content creator because I'm trying to stop
You
cussing.
see,
I'm trying to be a
that's
better
what it
person.
is. So
But
that's
this
why
No,
I'm
and
you
sorry.
she
do.
Go
me
ahead. I'm sorry,
and she
lady. Go
You
used
ahead.
something
you
else
do
to,
need to be a content creator.
but she
You
came
can't
to me.
let.
But I mean, I can
Go
do it.
ahead.
I
I'm
don't have
sorry.
time right now. But she came to me and came at me. She tried to use that young lady, but you came in with this Pizarro stuff. You defending Pizarro, and you care about Adobe. If you cared about Adobe, you would have cared about Adobe Easter Sunday morning when Pizarro cussed her out.
Exactly.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
Exactly.
play with
I
me,
get it.
girl. Don't
Mhm.
play with me. That and see, she didn't think MU was gonna cuss out. MU shocked me to death today. I told her, I say, look, get them guts, get them guts. You show them you
Uh
got that
huh.
skin and you could do it. Don't let them people think that you're a wuss. You're not the person you was. And people, I tell my daughter all the time, words hurt. People will say stuff when you've been through drugs or alcohol or something like that. I used to work at the rehab. They would do things to put you back out there. They thought by doing all that stuff and picking it up and pushing it up, they was gonna put out there. But guess what? The woman was smart. She went to school
Hi, Miss
and to
Cruiser.
teach her for what she had dealt with. So now she know how to deal with it because she's working with it. You can't take nothing that God has put his hands on. That
And let
lady
me
has
say
changed
this.
her life.
Yeah, exactly. Let me say this. Okay, what it is, I call it dirty competition, right? It's when
Right.
people like don't have talent or not real content creators and basically they're greedy. So, so basically what they've done is they've silenced or tried to knock out all of, or the majority of the true content creators where you're left with nothing else but to deal with that from almost from sector to sector,
mhm.
chat to chat.
Right.
When back in the day, because they keep saying this beef sector. Back in the day, beef sector wasn't just, and TC can testify. People were doing content, and a lot of the beefs formed from the content. And like it got vicious, but like it wasn't always as vicious. Like what's going on now is like and then we haven't even like they're trying to merge sectors and stuff. They're
Mhm,
like bringing in a whole different element that like the beef sector thinks they're
mhm,
bad, but they haven't seen what a lot of these other sectors do. Like they do
tell me
some
about it.
real street stuff. So, and then we have people that are young and inexperienced and and basically like think that we were talking about the narcissism and how like getting some attention off YouTube and different celebrities and stuff, I think that they can become narcissistic types. That's what
Mhm.
we're dealing with the power. They've gotten this little bit of power and this attention has gone to their heads.
There
Yeah.
you go. And
Red. Little
if you
Red,
look,
you got a comment in the chat for you. Go ahead,
I'm
TC, and
I'm I'm, I'm typing her
okay,
a
okay,
message. I'm
okay,
typing
got it. She responding in the
I
chat to
wanted to
you.
I wanted to just say something in reference to the music real quick. And something that you said, Louisiana Red. There was a study done, some women who had breast cancer, and they took, it was about 25 of them. I think no, it was 20 of them. They took 10, and they took 10 and they took another 10. They didn't change anything, but they changed one thing. They changed the music that they listened to.
Mhm.
So the 110, they let them listen to house music. I think, I'm sorry, not house music. They certain type of rap music, this heavy metal and all that other kind of stuff, right? Then they let them listen to symphonic music and like R&B music, love music, all that, meditation music, whatever. And they
Stuff
come to
that
find,
slows down your heart rate.
it's stuff that absolutely, when it slows down your heart rate, number one, that means it slows down your mind, because your mind has to stop
Mhm.
racing sometimes, because oftentimes most people's minds are just racing, 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 never stops. And that's not cool, because your body is a machine, and your body's got to rest your body's got to rest. But the other piece was the kind of music, the vibration, the energy level, and the kind
Mhm.
of, and what they were listening to, and what they were bringing into their body. So
Subconscious. Mhm.
it's the same, and it's the same thing as QI is just talking about. These people that we let into our bodies, we just have to be very
Mhm.
mindful. I will not, and Jovi, I won't. I am not going to beef and drag and roast, number one, because I don't know how. But if you want to sit down and talk about writing a grant and getting some money, QI and myself, we can do that. Okay, Miss Dovey, you have ideas. You take them to the next level, and you need some of us, sisters, who will be able to say, "Hey, this is what you do. Tweak it here, tweak it there," and then you take it and you go on your trips and you're doing your thing, and so forth and so on. That's what us grown folks see. That's what grown folks do. Now, this
Oh,
cussing and
Mhm.
fighting, you
right.
understand? See, I'm making my money. Let me explain something. Anybody, anything, and anybody getting away of my bag it's gonna be a sorry day in hell for them. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're gonna
I
have to
don't
go
get into
legal.
it. I don't get into it with them, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever they're doing, that's on them. They have to
Mhm.
answer to their maker, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, whatever it is, whoever it is. So I stay in my lane. We have to share information with each other about our health, about wealth, about things, about different ideas. And I love this love connection. I'm here for it. I watch it too. Like QI says, I'm truly in the bushes. I am cracking. You don't understand,
Mhm.
cracking up. And I think it's an excellent idea, especially with some of these people from other countries. They're funny, okay? But keep doing what you're doing. And thank you, Miss Louisiana and Miss Dovey. And I know QI doesn't get into it. And I'm just learning about you, Miss Queen Tulsa. But I'm not interested in fighting with these young people. Number one, they can't outdo me. They can't outdo none of us. Except with the
Mm-mm.
foolala stuff. They got
Yeah,
that.
that's right. The
I'm
fool
And
here to
that's why
stay.
they try to. And that's
Yes,
why I noticed they keep trying to drag us into it. Drag us into it,
Yes.
and it's like, like what? No, that's because that's
it's
not
like
me.
you going to
I could
high
not
school.
do
You
this
was in that
every day.
clique. I'm not in high school in
Yeah.
that clique no more.
Well, listen
Oh,
here.
we had
I'm the
we had
little
the
sister.
bathroom girls. We had the
I'm
girls that you had to ask them to go in the restroom. No, that ain't going down,
keep
sister.
this out. Well,
We
I'm the
just had
little
that kind
sister,
of
and
stuff
I
in
got
high
four big.
school.
Miss Louisiana, I'm the little sister, and I got four big sisters up here that's gonna have my back.
That's
Okay.
right.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But
That's
wait a
right.
minute,
That's
little
right.
sister. Wait a minute, little sister. You a firecracker. Because I know how you get off with your mouth, little sister. You
Yeah.
don't back
Yeah.
down. So, okay now.
Oh, okay.
You know how
Okay.
you roll. You
Well,
don't
I
back
learned.
down with your mouth. Uh-uh.
I learned from my big sisters.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay, ladies, I want to wrap things up tonight, and we're gonna do it again. Hope that we can do part two of this here, maybe
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, before we
When
do
Yeah.
we
that,
do blues on Sunday, and
Miss
that's
No,
another part of love connection. It's all for the grown folks. You ain't grown, and you don't need to be around here. So
All
And
right.
I like
I'm
to say,
Or
gonna
just
go.
start coming up. come up with some
I was
topic
gonna,
ideas. Just come up with
yeah,
some
I'm
different
gonna
topics
go
of
with
discussion.
with a topic with the
Okay,
breast
but
cancer. I want to talk
so
about
basically,
awareness.
okay, but basically what I do, I just put it like the love connection, and as the people go on, long as they can keep it on like in a group thing like this here, I can deal
Mm-hmm.
with it around. It can go all kind of way in the group, but when it starts getting ugly, and that you taking everything, the joy out of it, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
it's around a whole lot how that what we talking about tonight. When the connection, it's the love connection. We are connecting with people, not only
There
for
you
This is
go.
love right here.
connection.
This is
Then you know
love
that
right
hey,
here.
we got love, or we are connecting all this here in
There you
together.
go.
So that's what
Right.
basically what it's about.
Love comes in many ways. And my doctor told me yesterday, guys, just to jump off on this cancer
Well,
thing,
just
he
to
told
let you know,
me,
I have to drop down, ladies.
Thank you.
It's love you. Thank you so much. I'm still listening. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
okay,
TC.
All
but
right. Peace,
he said,
fam.
hey, Red, you got to get your vitamin D up because I got beat up really bad when I lived up north. And he said, as a cancer survivor or not, any black women, you tell them
Mm-hmm.
take you got to get your vitamin D up past 65.
5,000. It's
But
like
no,
five
no,
thousand
when they
something.
run your no, when they run your blood test, it has to be over 65. I bought some. I already have to take D3 every day because I take a after
Mm-hmm.
chemo pill right, 5 years. So he gave
Mm-hmm.
me this liquid stuff, 5 drops, but I do it every other day. I was down, down, down because I started looking really pale when my vitamin D is down. I was so
Mm-hmm.
happy when I said, guess what? My vitamin D is 86. He said, now bring your
Mm-hmm.
magnesium and your zinc up.
All
Mm-hmm.
right
I have
now.
to take magnesium and zinc
He
because I
said
have
that's the he
ADHD.
said, yeah, these 3 things, especially with vitamin D, he said it will most black women are showing up with this cancer. Yeah, white women, but white women are going to the doctor. Some of us not. I got a cousin sit there
Mm-hmm.
and start losing her mind at 69 and didn't realize it and had breast cancer. And her daughter happened to see in the restroom and one of her breasts was big as a grapefruit and
Okay,
she
you
didn't know her
know,
mom was sick. But see, you got to bring awareness to people to what's going on. We got to, as people, we can't. Sometimes we can beef all day, but then we got to come together and kumbaya sometimes.
okay.
And
Y'all,
then
We
what's
got
the
we're gonna
purpose
have
of
that
beefing?
there on ladies' nights tomorrow night. We'll deal
Thank
with the
you.
ladies stuff tomorrow night. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
so
all right.
yeah,
I can come
tomorrow
on.
first night and ladies' night, we're gonna get down in our vitamin, what is good, everything. So we'll do that tomorrow for ladies' night.
Mm-hmm.
Any
I
last
do
closing
some
statement?
research.
Yes, Miss
Anybody?
Dovey.
Queen Tussle, you
I'm
want to say
actually,
your last result, Lamar?
yeah, actually, I was doing ladies' night
Well, let me
tomorrow.
go first because can I go
Okay.
first? Because Queen Tulsa is sort of like a host like Louisiana, right?
Okay, go
So I'm
ahead.
gonna go first so they can have yeah. Dovey, I pretty much want to say I enjoyed it. You know, I be in your bushes. I think that you're very talented. Stay focused on believe in yourself. I want to tell you to believe
Thank
in
you.
yourself. This has been a great live stream and thank you for allowing me on my panel. It was a pleasure, Louisiana Red, and it was definitely a pleasure, Queen Tulsa. And
Yes, ma'am.
I'm out. Peace.
Okay, thank you. Peace, QI.
All right,
Okay,
it was a
Queen.
pleasure to meet you as
Okay.
well.
If you having ladies' night tomorrow night, Queen Tussle?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
what time? Because I usually do it on Thursday night. Don't worry about it. We'll just go over there. What time?
okay, 8 p.m.
Oh,
We'll go over to you.
mine's be at 8 o'clock, but that's okay. I go over there. We'll come over there. And
You
this is
said
okay.
8 o'clock,
I'll hook up
Queen
your
Tulsa?
screen, my screen to
Yeah.
your screen to invite my people over.
Okay, I'll come over. I'll come over. Anything that's
Okay.
positive, I don't have time to play. Life is too short.
Okay,
Yeah,
Queen Tussle, that'll
Absolutely.
I'll
be
pull it over.
fine.
Listen, I
Yeah,
love you, Miss Dovey. I appreciate you. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
we be in our own zones, doing our own thing, making it happen, making connections. And I just want to say, like the other young lady QI said, keep on going, keep your head up, Miss TC. It was nice meeting you, Miss Louisiana, Miss QI. And once again, it was another extravagant show, Miss Delvey.
Thank
And
you.
don't forget
Thank
Well,
to
you.
we
play.
And
all
we'll be
learned
over
something.
tomorrow
We all.
night, 8 o'clock for ladies' night.
I
Don't
met 3 people
forget
I
to
didn't
play your
even know
outro when it's
today.
over.
I met three
Okay.
positive people I didn't even know until
Okay.
today.
Love
So
you.
thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Queen
Bye
Tulsa.
bye.
Okay. Go ahead, Red. You want to say your last remark?
I
Go
no,
ahead.
I just said it was great. I enjoyed it, even though it was a bit of a little bit of this and that, but
Yeah.
we still turned it back around.
Mm-hmm.
And I peaked something with Leah, but I just couldn't put my hands on it. And I sometimes when I know stuff, uh, I have to say it. Then if I don't say it, it go away. And this man told my mom a long time ago she got a light in that big head because they say I have a big head. So
Mm-hmm.
this guy from the church used to tell my mom all the time, it's a light in that big head, and she's real smart. And when the person was on talking about the married woman, he was trying to find out if I had psychic powers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have those. I got a gift of discernment. I don't know how to use it. I don't want to know how to use it. Because when you are
Okay.
given something like that, it can be very dangerous.
Okay.
And I can be mean and sweet as can be and all that. So I don't try to use it. I don't try to work with it. I don't channel in on it because I don't care about it. I care about life, love, happiness, and peace. That's
All
what I
right.
care
Thank
at the
you.
end of it.
Okay, everybody. Good night. I'm gonna do the intro and thank you guys. Thanks, moderators. You guys is great.
Ooh,
Thank you,
yeah,
Michelle.
Dobie, I like
For
your
the
new
whole
set.
night.
Your new
I
set. You
know you got
go,
on,
Dobie.
girl.
Go.
Okay,
I'm
bye
gonna have to get
bye.
up and dance.
Yeah, okay, let's get in here. No, the band won't even let us dance. But anyway, we'll just melt out with the music. Thanks everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Nice meeting
Okay.
everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Have a blessed.
Okay, here we go. Let me get myself down. Woo, let me see. She got to turn that off. Turn it over it. Okay, let's see if she can turn off hers. So I won't leave nobody in the back. Now I have to turn it off. And let me see. I don't want to leave nobody in the back. You got to turn. Okay, yeah, she turned off. Okay, go ahead, turn it off. All right, here we go. I'm trying to get at the end alive. I still back there. I don't want to leave nobody back there. One, two. I got the top of that. This here. Mhm. Right, you got to turn it off. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you for everything. Trying to get her. I see her back down. So you're trying to get her that she can turn it off. Okay, drop down. I don't like doing this. So I don't like leaving nobody back there.